Job hunting can be a very daunting task. Worst is that it whiles away a lot of your time because you are just moving from one job board to the other, trying to get a job. Shockingly, even those who already have a job, their take home is not taking them home. And there are also a lot of people that are also looking to, start something on the side or begin something or do more, like earn more with themselves, because let's be serious, Canada can be expensive and the cost of living is not even smiling right now. If you are one of those that either looking to change your 9 to 5, looking for something more independent that you can do, looking for how to probably, establish that your side also, or at least get something on the side that you'll be able to do in Canada to earn you an extra income, then this video is for you. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about starting a business in Canada. If you've seen my video where I spoke about how I job hunted for a while, you will see that I waited a long time trying to find a good job. But one thing I didn't do was to sit around doing nothing. Even though I was on maternity leave while I was, all the while I was looking for a job, I didn't still sit idle. I ensured that I was doing something for myself, which was establishing my businesses. Now, after I've put all these things in place and, even working my job, I've heard lots of people that also want to do these things but do not know where to go to. And this is what this video will be addressing. I intend to put this in a series and I implore you to join me where we'll discuss everything you need to know about starting a business in Canada. Welcome to Moments with D. If this is your first time of seeing me on this channel, we talk about my life as an immigrant in Canada, tips that can help you, have a better life here in Canada and, generally have fun on this platform. I will implore you to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share it with someone that will find value in this and, drop a comment to encourage me to keep going. Without so much talk, let's talk about beginning a business in Canada. Why did I start my business? Like I said, I didn't just want to sit around, not doing anything, even though I knew I was going on mat leave. Prior to going on my maternity leave, I had always wanted to start something and I had all these business ideas penned down to begin them at some time or some point. But you know how 9 to 5 can be. By the time you are done developing yourself, doing the extras, you don't even have time to actually work on your own business. So when I was on maternity leave, I decided to use that opportunity to start something. Then I left the UK. So I closed down the business I had in the UK and came down here to Canada. It was a different terrain. I needed to understand how things are being done in this part of the world that I am now in. And I also wanted to get the right information and not just, strolling the internet and looking for piecemeal information here and there. So the very first step in starting your business in Canada is penning down your idea, right? What do you want to do? Even if it's a side hustle or you want to really go all out on a large scale, you need to actually know exactly what you plan on doing, what your business is going to be about. Is it going to be selling goods? What exactly are you going to be selling? Whether it's products or services, you need to actually pen that down. After penning that down, you might also want to get professional advice, because one thing is things are done differently in every part of the world, and you want to know how things are done where you are. Even if you're in Canada, the way things are done in maybe Ontario might be different from the way things are done in Quebec. So you might also want to look at how things are done where you are, your city, your province, and all that. Who best to give you this information than your small business entrepreneur center? Every city has an entrepreneur center. I'll be dropping in the description of this video and even on the screen the link to searching for the entrepreneur center in your city. Put in your city, your postcode or something, and it would tell you where to find the entrepreneur center in your city. Now you can either give them a call, do a walk-in to at least inquire about what services they offer. And I tell you, these people have loads of information and they are happy to provide the information. See, Canada have moved away from just bringing in immigrants to come and settle and find a job here in Canada. If you haven't seen my video where I spoke about this, I am going to be linking it. Canada now are looking for job creators, people that are going to come into the country to create jobs for those that are in the country and help drive the economy of Canada. So beyond you coming and migrating and sitting down and putting in applications and CVs, you might actually look at, creating a business. I will equally be doing a video about how to use the business route to migrate to Canada. If you want that video, just drop me, a go ahead in the comments, and I will definitely make that video. So if you are an international student or you are still outside the country and you're looking at how to, get your permanent residency or stay permanently in Canada, you might want to look at the business route. But for those that are already here and you're looking at how to start something, your enterprise center is the way to go. They provide free consultation for, every intending business owners, or even those that already have a business and you're looking at how to scale your business. In the information that they will gather before your consultation, you will tell them the stage where you are at your business, if you've already started, if you are still at the ideation stage, and they will help you to fine tune everything you need to know. They will tell you the resources that you might be needing, how to write your business plan, detailed business plan, what your sources of income or what your revenue points are in that business. They will just help you to put your ideas to paper and see exactly how scalable or how profitable that business might be. So you want to ensure that right away as I'm speaking, click on that link to check your enterprise center, walk in to make inquiries and book the free consultation with them on how to actually start a business. If you are done with the enterprise center and you've already been able to put a thing or two together about starting your business, the next thing you want to do is know the structure of the business. There are a couple of structures that a business can have. You can either have a sole proprietorship, you can have a partnership, or you can incorporate your business. Each of these type of structures, they have their pros and they have their cons. Like for the true sole proprietorship, is very cheap to set up. It's very easy. It's more like probably you already have a side also and you're just trying to not do anything, all that. You just want to have it registered, have it legalized, and then, you can just go ahead and still do your business. You can either do it, you can go for a sole proprietorship. That in sole proprietorship, you and the business are one and same person. So the tax implication is not a lot. The liabilities still lie with you as well. So if anything goes wrong in the business, they can actually come for your own personal assets and not just the business, right? There is a place of partnership, which is more like a shared liability. So whatever the partnership ratio is will determine the type, what the liability will be like. And there's an incorporated, company, often maybe limited liability company. You might know it back home with an incorporated organization, your liability is limited. And you also the requirements for also running an incorporation is quite higher, because with that you need a personalized or a separate bank account, a business account for that business, as against sole proprietorship where you can decide to either open or not open a business account. So there are lots of pros and cons depending on the type of business you're trying to operate. For instance, let's assume that you want to open maybe a food business, because food can be very dicey with the allergies and all that. You don't want a situation whereby something will happen to someone that ordered or consumed your food and you're going to be taken to court and they will come for your assets and everything. So it might be better to have an incorporated company for that. That way, that liabilities are limited. Everything is being operated, as the business is different from you as a person. And that way, it's just clearer and neater that way. Depending on whatever your structure is, you can actually ask further questions when you visit your enterprise center, or chat me up and we can just take things further from there. The sole proprietorship is very cheap. The cost of even registering a sole proprietor is actually, very affordable compared to running a partnership or even an incorporated company. Also, the legal documentations involved can also be significant, because with incorporated, you have the shareholdings and the voting shares and all that, long process. While with a sole proprietor, it is literally just you as the business. So it is very cheap. It's the easiest thing to do. And if you have the question thinking, after a while, can I, incorporate my company even if I started as a sole proprietor? Yes, you can. So starting as a sole proprietor does not mean that you would never be able to like scale the company or take it to the height that you want to take it to. Like I said, lots of, this kind of structure, they have their pros and cons. For some grants, they might say they want the business as an incorporated business, or they should have their own independent account or something. So you might also want to just explore what you might be needing your business to do in future and use that to decide on the type of structure you would want your business to have. Having decided on the structure, you want to go ahead and register your business. In registering your business, you might want to also, decide on the name for that business. Now, with naming your business as well, you want to give your business a kind of name that from the name of the business is easier to understand or know exactly what you're doing. For instance, a business that is like maybe Oak and Oaks Concierge, you already know that it's a concierging business. Or when you have Omolara Foods or Larry Foods or Didi Foods, you already understand that, okay, this business, they deal in foods. So you also want to ensure that you're picking a name that speaks to what you actually do as a business. Now, it's not just about you picking the name and you like it, you like how it sounds. You want to ensure that there is no business that already has that name in existence, that already, that is already going by that name. So you want to, do a name search. For instance, I used Owner to register my own business. So if you are using Owner, right, you would, once you insert the business name, it will take you to like a place where you can actually see similar, or if there's existing names of those businesses, you will be able to check for that if the name is even available in the first place to use. And even if the name is available, there might be really similar names like that you might want to look at and see if you want to change the name entirely or if the name actually makes sense. Another benefit of using a platform like Owner is also that it also tells you if that name really passes, or if it is, for a lack of a better word, if it is SEO optimized. They will look at the name and tell you, okay, yeah, it passes the fact that people can easily search or understand what you do as a business with this name. So you might want to use a platform like that. That doesn't mean that you cannot go ahead and register your business by yourself. If you want to register your business in Ontario, this is the link to it. I will also be putting that link in the description box for you so that you can go ahead and register your business. It will tell you from the Enterprise Center, or even from looking at this link, what you require before you come in, and the amount is going to cost you if you have to come in or if you have to do it online. With the Owner platform, I wasn't even stressed at all. I did it like that day and I got it like the day before. I did it in the night, so I got it like the day after. You can either use Owner or you go ahead to register by yourself. And with your with you speaking to a professional or doing the free consultation at your Enterprise Center, they might be able to tell you further things that are maybe peculiar to your city or to your province that you will need to provide. In Alberta, you need a registry agent to be able to get your business registered. While in like BC, you need to get, for an incorporated business or for a business that you're looking to incorporate, you need to submit the name first for it to get approved before you go ahead with the business. And that name approval takes some time. So you might also want to factor in this time in your whole, in your whole timeline preparations for your business establishment. If you're watching this video and you're a business owner in any of, these provinces that I've mentioned, or even in other provinces, please drop, any tip that can help other business owners or other people that are looking to establish their own businesses in the province you are in. Let us help other people and link up in the comment section. Having registered your business, you can then proceed to getting a business, a business account for your business, right? There are lots of, banks, particularly some of these virtual banks that are more business friendly and they have business accounts that you might want to explore. The large banks as well, they have small business accounts, and some of them even have offers for small businesses. For instance, if you use Owner like I did to open your business or to register your business, you get to sign up for the RBC business account, concurrently as well. And that kind of just makes it easy and seamless to open your business account. But you can either still, scout around for other banks that are much more small business friendly, as again, maybe the large banks, because they already have large corporates. They might not be able to tailor some of their services to suit you, but so you might want to scout around for some, more business accounts. The following this is also, creating your CRA account to get your business number. And that way you'll be able to charge for HST, GST if you are in Ontario, or the relevant taxes in your province, and even claim input tax credit. If you also plan on employing people, you also need this for payroll calculations and all that. Ensure that you do not skip this step, particularly if you are still earning as a business. If you're earning less than 30K, or if you're making revenue less than 30K, you can do this voluntarily, and it just, has like this, tax advantage here and there. So ensure that you do not skip this step. Register to set up your business CRA account. For after all this, you need your license, permit, and zoning. So depending on the kind of business that you want to operate, you want to ensure that you are licensed to operate that business in the location that you want to operate the business in. That is what is called zoning. Like for instance, you cannot just open a daycare anywhere, or maybe even a care home anywhere, or even your food business. You might not be able to operate it just from home in your city. So you want to ensure that whatever the type of business you're operating in or you're doing, you want to have the right permit or the right approval to be able to operate that business in the location that you are using. So you need to, if you're operating a food business, you need your food handler certificate and all that stuff. If you're operating a daycare or health and all, you need to be properly licensed to be able to open that kind of a business. So you just want to ensure that you get the licensing that is required to operate your business in the location that you also plan to operate your business in. And I tell you again, your enterprise center will be able to help you with this. Further, in subsequent videos, I'll be zoning in on some of these points, and even speaking to available grants as of the time I'll be making the video that will accrue to you. But one thing that your enterprise center would already help you with are some of these resources, as the way to write your business plan, and even some of the webinars or seminars or that are also available to you in your location that you can take advantage of and really put yourself out there and even maybe make more than you already make in your 9 to 5. Next is insurance. Depending on the type of business that you do, you might also want to look at insurance opportunities that accrue to you. Maybe when you go to open your business account, you might speak to the bank if they have an insurance or an insurance partner. Another perk that I got when I opened my businesses with Owner is the fact that I was able to get some perks from using the platform. A lot of these organizations have partnered with the Owner platform, so that way you can get maybe 70% off your QuickBooks for your accounting platform, or some percentage of Google Google Workspace, or something partnership with Zen Insurance and the likes. So you might just want to explore if you're using that platform, or at least explore with your bank, or even at your enterprise center. And like I said, if you go to the enterprise center, you see lots of these resources that you might read through, or at least put a call through to ask questions and get some of the feedback on these things. If you're equally looking at probably employing somebody in your business, whether temporarily or permanently, you might also want to look at maybe getting employee insurance for those people. You might need to speak to maybe the WSIB if you are in Ontario, or the relevant bodies in whatever province that you are in, as regards to what cover your employee will have while they are working in your premises or wherever it is you're working in, right? So you all just want to ensure that you look at these things here and there. Then next, after you've gotten your business registered and all that, is looking at grants and loans that are available. There are lots of these that are available both in your municipal, in your city, in your province, even Canada wide and beyond, right? And like I said, I'll be doing a video specifically on loans and grants. If you're a newcomer, you're an international student in this Canada, this is one sure way to actually get your permanent residency in Canada. There are lots of provinces, cities, states, areas in this Canada that have like, business immigration pathways. And even so you might just really want to like look at it as an international student. Can I go ahead and create my own businesses? What are the peculiarities around it? Do you have like a permanent resident that you can bring on board, or a Canadian citizen that you can bring on board, that you guys can work together to ensure that, you get your business up and running? And by the time you are done with school, you are not running around for postgraduate work permit, because you already have a business. I'll be able to sponsor you, or even you getting your permanent residency from that straight. I'll do a video more on this and grants and every other thing that you would like to know about opening your business here in Canada. If there's any specific thing that you would like to see, you might want to drop me a comment and tell me, so that I'll make a video about it. If there are also tips and information that you have regarding starting a business in whatever province that you have, you please share it in the comments as well, to help other people that are also looking to venture into these things. Don't sit around waiting for waiting for peanuts from your 9 to 5. Trust me, there are lots of opportunities that accrue to business owners in Canada. And that's why you will see some people that have gotten, to know about these opportunities. They will even tell you that before you get your mortgage, you should actually start a business. You don't even want to sleep on this series. I tell you, take the steps today. Pen down your thoughts. Those ideas that you have, they make sense. Put it down and begin to filter for the ones that are scalable, that are profitable, and take the step today. If you want to speak to me, one-on-one, my email is also going to be in the description as well. We can actually begin, I can hold your hand and we'll take this step together to ensuring that you excel in, your business in Canada. It's been almost a year since I started, and I can tell you that opportunities, they abound. In fact, beyond just even starting your own business, you can actually buy a business or buy a franchise. I'm sure you're shocked, right? You're wondering how does this thing happen? Well, stay glued with me on this channel, because I'm going to be bringing these videos to you part time, per season. Till I see you in my next video, stay blessed. Bye.